My name is Ryan Watkins. I live east of Kansas City in a small town called Odessa, Missouri. And I come up a few times a season to guide in Montana, and it is one of my favorite times of the year. I work in Kansas City part-time as a speech pathologist. I work at a school for kids with autism in conjunction with behavior disorders. And I do that 3 days a week. And then I have a home studio. I work basically as a leather and textile artist. I build custom bags and do, I do custom leather work basically in my off times. So part-time there, part-time in the studio, and then in the summers I moonlight in Montana as a guide. What do I find special about the Missouri? It's such a unique place. It's really not what I anticipated whenever I came up. The flora specifically in the area is it's drier than what I anticipated, but I love that because there is a subtle beauty that comes in these high desert areas. And because of that as well, you know, the White Cliffs just seem to shine more so because you don't have quite as much greenery on the upper, but the variety as you go down the river is just wonderful. I mean, it's not difficult paddling as you go down, but as you go down the river, the scenery just changes, and it's lovely to see the top of the river versus the bottom of the river, and the changes in such a short amount of time, and on how much diversity there really is. The wildlife, the birds, but yes, just specifically being out here and being able to see as far and the night sky. Oh my gosh, it's just incredible. The stars, you know, it's so dark at night, but yeah, there's just so much diversity. The wildness of it, I think, is what really appeals to me. It's a long story how I came to work with leather, but suffice to say it was initially working in ceramics and then doing mixed media things with ceramics, including leather, and sewing pieces onto pots and this and that. And then through that, had some people knew that I worked with leather, and then began building bags. And gosh, that was a decade ago now. So that's yeah, I love spending time in the studio. Time just melts when you're working with your hands and just focused on a project. And it's just my passion, is working with my hands. What's my favorite part about guiding? I love just being out, number one, but I think it's the community. The guests that I get to meet everyone is unique. Every group is unique, and to see the dynamic of the people from the time that they first get on the river to the time that they take off throughout the course of the trip. It's great to see this little community that develops. I also love the guides, honestly. It's so fun to work with all these different people and to get to know them, and by the end of a couple seasons now, to be friends with them. But yes, the river is gorgeous and the scenery is gorgeous, but I think it's the community that develops around that scenic space that makes it so special up here. What do I do with my hands?
Don't worry about it.
No. I'm just kidding.